Hey, good morning. This will be part three of the social media app that we're working on. We'll get. I honestly haven't looked at this project since the last episode. Um, so it looks like we added Redux and just started doing some Redux stuff. So yeah, I'll just get to coding. It's so funny. I totally forget how to run this project. I tried a couple different commands and they weren't working. Expo run, npx expo iOS. I just forget, yeah. Oh, start. That'll do it. Okay, so let's do some stuff. So we still got fake data, which is kind of whack, but that's okay. Let's review where we were because I forget how the things work. Okay, so we have app.tsx, which has profile inside of it, which doesn't seem like it's doing anything. So we have an app folder. I'm pretty sure it's going here first. And um, I'm pretty sure it's going. Let me just make sure I'm good. I recorded a whole video yesterday, an hour long of just straight coding, and I was on mute. So I think we're good. I'm gonna say that we're good. Maybe this can be a little bit closer. Looks like it's a little, maybe a little low. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sitting today, so I'm a little lean back, Fat Joe style. Maybe that. I feel like that's maybe a little bit better. All right, sweet. So it gets Expo. I think goes to underscore layout first. Inside of here, we have a provider, which is just like the Redux wrapper, right? Everything inside of this provider component has access to Redux, which is great. Then we have slot. Slot, I think, is just like a place, or maybe there's supposed to be something inside of it, but at least in this context, there's like a placeholder while the app is loading. And then and as always, I am just I'm sure I'm butchering the actual terms and flow and conversation around this stuff, but just trying to keep it simple for myself. Um, this just acts as a placeholder while the app loads, and then Expo automatically goes to index. And then inside of index, we have, let's see, I want to do something instead. Same thing, but that's how I like to do it. We're here, and then we have a redirects the href as soon as a component is mounted, which takes us to the home screen, which is the home route, I guess, which is home slash because this is like the root, and then it's home slash. Like, what if it's just home? Link building requires a scheme. Scheme does not apply to development of the Expo client, but you should add it as soon as you start working with linking to avoid. Okay. All right. So I guess it doesn't matter. Um, Sweet. Okay. So index is the root here, which takes us to home. And I'll have to do some googling and see how people like to structure the app folder, because I imagine we don't want to just have endless screens here, and we can have nested stuff. I guess it's like the pages file inside of Next.js, um, which I think uses something else for the updated version. I forget. Also, SafeAreaView. That was something else too. How do we apply a SafeAreaView everywhere? Is it here? Yeah, I guess we're not allowed to, because that goes there. But then yeah, the issue is now I have to have SafeAreaView everywhere, which is not the worst, but it's not great. So I'm curious about that. So app here is useless. App.tsx is useless. I wonder if we're using this maybe here. What about package? No, Expo router dot entry. What's this do? Oh, you can just run the scripts. That's right. I guess cool. Um, oh, a minute late. Okay, so we're here. We're on the home screen. We have a SafeAreaView, which prevents us from going over top this. We have SafeAreaView, which uses the React Native one. I'm much more of a safe area context guy because, let's say I do this. See how it gets cut off at the bottom? I'm not a fan of that. I don't know how other people feel, but I'm much more of a this kind of guy. Like, let me just scroll underneath it. Now, this is an issue, so we can work on this right now. Like, it's not responsive, right? So yeah, I think that is just this though. Scroll view content container. No, I thought it was a flex thing. Or it's not a flex thing, and that's what's causing the issue. Yeah, so that's why I don't like flexes, because it's a little inconsistent. So I'm going to go without it, and we will deal with it as we need. Oh, I need to do linting. That's what I need to do. I don't know if I want to figure that out though. Yeah, I'm just going to get some coding in. All right, so now we see there's an issue because the SafeAreaView, since we're just doing the top, now we have our content underneath it, and it stops at the bottom of the screen, right? How I always do this is, okay, let's create a component that I love so very deeply. Number, horizontal number, yes please. Do the things, not a div. Funny that it gave me a div though. Margin vertical is vertical. Margin horizontal is horizontal. Sweet. And then spacing, we're gonna do like 50. And that's gonna give us a bunch of space under here. We might even get a little ridiculous with it, and give me all this. So at least it comes up to the top. Another thing I personally don't like, hide show vertical scroll indicator, right? So if I scroll, you see that thing on the right side, this thing, show vertical, whoa. A big false guy. Sweet. Cool. So that'll do, I mean, that covers, a bunch of things. Nice. All right, sweet. So what I can do, though, is get rid of this because we don't need that. And yeah. Okay, so we have a couple different users. So let's go to post and just, check out the data model as well. Oh, let me charge my phone. This thing out here. Whoa. See this new corner I got set up. Pretty sweet. Okay, so we got our data model here. We got post. Post currently has an ID. It has a user. It has text. And it has created date. Ideally, we have a created date string as well, so that it keeps track of like this. And it's something like 0500192020, right? So that we know we can easily, like when we list the users out on a table, we don't have to do like a conversion of this, what is this, epoch, I think? I don't know, these milliseconds to the date string. We can just show the date string. It's great. Also, when we're doing like date filters, we could say give me the users who signed up on 05/19/2023, as opposed to if we're working with milliseconds, which is we either have to convert it like we have to do for the display, or we have to do like a range, and we have to grab, let's say we want to search this date, right? We got to, what's the number of milliseconds for the 12 a.m. and 1 second all the way to 11:59 seconds, right? What's the 2 milliseconds? Find me the users who have created whose created date values in between that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the date string is preferred, and I think some people do. I mean, I think they just do like new date, and then this gives them, they do that, or like a local date string, and that gives them like a bunch of text that can be converted. It's like January 1st, gives a UTC value and all that stuff, and maybe that's better, but this is how we've always done it. So until we change it. Yeah. Matching today, I got dog dad. Sweet. Okay, so we have a bunch of different posts that point to users, and then we have a bunch of different users. So we loop through these posts, passing the post as the property, the only property. We don't need to pass like an on press or anything, because the on press is given, it is the actual card itself is in charge of the on press. So yeah. Which is go to post detail page. In this card, we just wrap everything inside of a touchable opacity. I feel like you used to have to do like wrap touchable opacity, what I believe, what I feel like I remember is that touchable paste used to only accept one child component, meaning like we would have to wrap all this stuff in a view or like an empty bracket. I forget what it's called, a fragment, I guess it is, but it feels like we don't have to. So we have the photo, which we're just defaulting to be a blue circle. And then we have first name, last name. We have the username, which the user is undefined. And that's just because we're working with a list. This will change from not undefined, from just this will change to just be of type user in the future, but got to do it now. So then we have post text. Okay, so if I click on one of these posts, it's going to update. It's going to call current post actions.set current post. Right. The issue, the scenario that we're dealing with is we have a card, we have a list of information, and we want to go to a page that is specific to one of those pieces of it, one of those list items. How do we get information from the list item that was selected to the detail page, as I call it, in this case, the post detail page? There are two ways to do it, probably many more ways. But you can pass information as a parameter during navigation, or you can do what we do, which is set it to a specific location, populate a Redux slice, and then use that Redux slice elsewhere on the detail page, and that's how we go. We call that the current X slice model. So in this case, we have a current post slice. The current X slice pertains to just a single document of data, single entity. In this case, it's a post. We also have a current user, right? So well, we might use this in a couple different contexts. No, we won't use this in a couple different contexts. Sorry. This could be one of two things, which we'll figure out. One, it could be the current user that's logged in, but we typically have just a user slice, like a user slice, and that's definitely what we're going to have. And the current user and the user slice is going to look exactly the same. User, set user. We have user, and then remember that when we add a slice, we need to then go into here, run user. And this is going to be, I want to see something. See if this comment shows. Okay, just so yeah, okay, ignore that for now. We'll get right back to that. But we have current post slice. We're setting the post to populate that Redux slice, and then we're navigating to the post, which is again, it's one of these screens. So if I go to here or here, we are accessing current post, and okay, yeah, it looks like current post. I can hover over here. I wonder if there's a way to, because it would be great if like I hovered over this and it gave me this. Like that would be tight. But that's not the case, which is unfortunate. When the user visits a post, the post detail page, is updated with the post that the user clicked on. Sweet. When the user visits the user detail page, currently logged in user is stored in the user slice of state. Sure, fine. Okay. And that'll become relevant later on. Okay, so we're at the post detail page. Whoa, what just happened? What did I miss? Current post. I updated Redux so it reset Redux. Um, so yeah. Okay. And this has user A, so we need to now let's work on a header, I guess. This is a header that we always used. I think it's JSX.element. This could be wrong, but I think that's it. On press. I think that's it. Left button, right button, title. Same thing. Okay. This isn't, I mean, that's not quite right at the top. Yeah, I'm just going to do this myself. Sorry. What's going on here? What is going on here? Container is going to be flex direction row. Yeah, this is going to be for the different elements. Height is going to be 60, sure. Width is going to be 100%, $100. Border, bottom, width is going to be 0.5. Border, bottom, color is going to be gray. So let's go ahead and before we get into these, let's go ahead and just import this bad boy. Okay, it's aggressive, but we'll deal with it. So we got the header. Let's go ahead and pass the left button. Child is going to be text. On press is going to be go back. Okay, so this, I think it's this. I think that's how it goes. That's why lint would be toit. Touchable opacity. Left button, not child. On press is, let's see, and we'll update this as we go. I'm trying not to look at the old file so that I can just build it from scratch, but left button, press. So now if I go back, there we go. Open up Figma here. I don't think I have a, I got this. I really just want a it's more like a back button. This is fine. So we can just export this as a PNG. That's totally cool. Let me go GitHub tutorial assets. Okay, so then that would mean that in here, what we need is image. Source equals require. Assets back dot png. Style. Styles dot back image. It's not what we want. Okay. I think 60 is too much. Let me do background color. I think pink's my new color. It's less aggressive than the red. Yeah, 60 is huge. 40 solid. So we want to align things vertically. So if you remember, justify content aligns things vertically to start. But I guess I'm pretty sure I held off on this. When we are using flex direction row, right? Because why are we using flex direction row? Let me go ahead and do this. I can just get rid of this stuff. Let me go ahead and do this. I'll also do right button. We got flex direction row, justify content center. If I were to remove this, then I guess let me do. We can see that it's in the middle. But the minute that we do flex direction row, and if I were to do align item center, align item center would take us horizontally to the middle. So again, justify content by default takes us vertically to the middle. Align items takes us horizontally to the middle. But when we do flex direction row, which means make my children, put my children in a horizontal line, those two things flip. Justify content now puts you in the middle horizontally, whereas align items put you in the middle vertically, right? So those flip. If you haven't done it, bad for you, son. Please go ahead and do Flexbox Froggy. Do what you want, but I would recommend going to Flexbox Froggy if you are unfamiliar or uncomfortable with the positioning styles in React or React Native. Talking about stuff like flex, flex direction, justify content, align items, align self, flex wrap, all of the things. Flexbox Froggy has your back. Not an ad. It's just great. It's just a great and somewhat fun, not terrible tool. Okay, so we have this back to 40. So what I don't want align items. I mean, I do want align items. I want things in the middle. So this is definitely going to stay. But for this, I don't want center. I want them to do space between. Then what I'm going to do here is do padding, horizontal 10. Just give it some extra spacing on the side, and we are good to go. Sweet. So that's that, and that's really our styling for this. So I'm going to do left button container, right button container. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do the middle section. And what we'll do here is we'll do middle icon. Place. What I'm going to actually do instead of middle icon is, and what we typically have both of these, is show logo Boolean, which is going to be show logo equals false. It's going to get a little messy. Okay, I'll remove middle icon for now, and just because we're not going to use it. I was going to use it, but then I was just going to provide like a default, like how we're doing for the image, just like a blue circle. I was going to do something similar for that, not have a logo, just have a default placeholder. And then, but I also do want show logo because that is in my scenario, my experience, it's most of the middle icon. It's just a logo of the app. Yeah. Show logo is great, but then if we have show logo and custom middle icon, because sometimes we're putting just text, right? If we're looking at like a detail page, like let's say we get someone's profile or like a detail page, we want to put like the title or the name at the top and the header at the top. That's why we would want a custom middle icon, because it isn't always a logo. But for now, like I said, we'll do the logo, which is fine. And that's just going to be a view with a show logo. But okay, yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. Styles.logo. Border radius 5, make it a circle. Background color of blue. Do that again. Okay, so let's go ahead and do show logo. Super tiny. Okay, so super tiny. Let's go ahead and fix that. 20, 20, 10. Sweet. So there is our logo. And that's our header. It'll get, I think, more complex over time. But you see how that just did that? We don't want that to happen. We don't want there to be any shift in spacing, right? So it does the same thing here. So what that means is that regardless of if we provide a component or not, a button or not, it still needs to exist in that spot. It's just transparent and blank and see-through, right? So what I'm going to do is get up in here. This is where this style comes into play. Let's do height. What's the height of this back image? Is 20. So do a little bit bigger. Height width of 30. And here we'll need to do justify content center so that it vertically goes in there. So now if I do the same thing, it's pushed over a little bit more. I mean, that's not bad. What if I do this? Why is the right one pushed more? You know what I'm saying? $30. Okay, let's see. Background color red. Okay. So what that means is that we also need, right, because align items is the horizontal styling. There it is. That'll do it. Nice. I think 10's a little much, given that we now have the default space. So what this does is if I go back to here, if I take out the logo, nothing changes. If I take out the right button, nothing changes. Let me go put that back. Nothing changes. If I take out the left button, nothing changes. All right, put that back, nothing changes. All good. And then if I set the logo, oh yeah, sweet. So that's it. That is our header for now. We would, so let's say, you know, our header is a color, right? We're gonna have issues now because our header is a color, but we got this white space up here. That's where the style for the safe area view comes into play. So safe area view. Background color red, right? That's where that comes into play. And what I'm going to do is do flex 1. So now it's everything. But now we have an issue where the actual body of the component is now red. And that is fixed by wrapping the content style main. And then we have, I guess back image needs to be above. Flex 1. And if flex causes issues, we'll go ahead and do some other styling for that. But if we do background color white, there's our middle section. Now we have another issue, which is that we don't want the bottom part to be red, or in this case pink, or whatever color you want. The solution to that is edges, is to use safe area context. See if I can just import. Sick. Still the same issue. Edges, top. Now that turns the rest white. So now all we got to do is mark it as pink. And now it looks like the header expands all the way through the safe area view, which is what you'd want. Instead of having, excuse me, the conflicting colors. Yeah. Very cool, very cool. So that's the header. I'm gonna get rid of the pink. Hey Timmy, how are you? Of course. Let me know if there's any like specific thing that could help. let me go ahead and do this. Did you get to check out the other videos, or is this your first one? Okay, so we whoa, chill there, Tiger. Nice, that's way better. Way better. Thanks for you, Timmy. How about that? You ever think about that? Okay, so we got the back button, which is tight. And we don't navigate to a screen with Expo. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I'm not. It's okay. Honestly, I don't give a crap about those kind of user experience things. I guess we will eventually, but not at the moment. Sweet. Okay, so that's a header, which is tight. We got that out the way. So now we can put the header inside here, right? So if I go to home, well, that's not what I want. Header, show logo. Now we got the logo, right? So now it looks like nothing. Oh, that's sick. That's why not navigating is also like not going, navigating is like this. Not having that, because if we were to navigate, then like the header with the solution, the header would go with it, right? Because the alternative is somewhere in the router. I'm mostly sure, if not definitely sure, that like we can specify like a header that is attached to like the navigation, and then we can customize that, and then that if we were to like navigate screen to screen, like do the animation, then that would stay. But I don't. That's okay. Another time, another video. So yeah, this is how we do it. So yeah, not actually navigating, you're just like popping. It's pretty tight. Sweet. Cool. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. All right, so we got that. So now we're here. Now we're on the post screen. Do you come from a different background? I don't know if you're still here or not, but do you have like coding background elsewhere? Okay, so that means we don't need this. So let's go ahead and build out some user info. So we got the user. That would be here. Oh. There we go. Trying to think how we could just go. That's okay. Okay, so we got the name. Let's go ahead and add just a little bit of padding here. Padding of 10. So that's nice. So let's go ahead and build out the user card info. I don't know if we already have something for this. It doesn't look like it. Okay. Go to user detail page. Can we do that? Oh, nice. Go to user detail page. Okay, yeah, so this is where the current user slice comes into play. When we select on a, so let me actually, yeah, when we select on a like the username, we're going to their profile. So let me go ahead and do the same thing here. I feel like for now we should just do. Okay, this is what I think we should do. It's actually not a bad idea. Okay, so left dot child or I think this is the move. So if there is no button, okay, they gotta think about this a little bit more because we don't want this to always show. We want this to only show if they are showing on press. And this is funky for now, but that's okay. So if I go back to here and I provide just an on press, it's going to, if I remove this, right, this is the one we're talking about. Yeah, if I remove this, then we're going to use the default. We're going to assume that it's a back press. And yeah, go from there. So pretty cool. But I don't want to redeclare the image everywhere and do the styles and all that stuff because we're gonna not do that. And then I'm just gonna be lost in the sauce. Okay, so left button on press is go back, and then that should give us the same thing, and we'll do show logo. Nice. Okay, so this is the first post. Let's go ahead and do this. I think we should, instead of the post, I think we should work on the detail page first because it'd be cool to get to just dig into this. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Do all the same things. Okay, so then we got main, flex 1, padding 10. Then we got user info. All right. Oh. We'll get to the tabs in a second. Okay. I'm trying to think. I feel like we did something like this before. Profile is what we did. Yeah. So yeah, this is what we want. Okay, so Oh. Profile, we are going to top info, photo name, bio, sounds good. User, yes sir. Very, very cool. So then that means inside a profile, which we're not visiting yet. We don't have just yet. User info. User. We should work it out. Okay, so then there's that. So then we have user. What we can do here. Sick. Let's go. But it's too much space though. All that space up there. That's so cool. So nice. So nice. Okay, so flex one. I feel like it's user info that has all this damn space then. Height is 150. Red. Okay, that's huge. We don't need it to be that big. I don't think we need to specify. Oh, whoa, whoa. We can work it out. I like 100's good. Okay, nice. I think it'd be cool. I think what we'll do is we'll set an add friend button up here. And then when you are a friend and you click on it, you'll have the option of like unfollowing or unfriending. I think we should do the friend model for this as opposed to like who's following who, just like are we friends? And then also one of the options, so one of the options will be like unfriend. Another option will be like view the interactions between y'all. I think that is great. Because I mean, I guess I'll pull up the app. Let's see. Try and find someone that I've interacted with. Let me take Isaac. Sorry, let me find this here in Memento. Or just backstabbers. Let me pull up the screen here. Okay. With like Twitter, it's a little too dark. Like I've interacted with this page before. Damn, come on now. I've interacted with this page now. What if I zoom out? But there's no way for me to like look at like the engagement that I've had with this account. Like where have I commented with this individual? How have I interacted with them, right? So having that would be sick. Yeah, I think Twitter's overall search and history features should be improved. There's a million pieces of content, a bajillion, I guess, pieces of a content that are just lost in the ether until they figure that out. So yeah, that would be a cool feature. So we'll work on that eventually. Oh, excuse me. So yeah. Okay, so we got this. Let's go ahead and work on the tabs here. So we're gonna do const tabs. Return type tabs props. Active, not active tab. We need on chain on tab press. We're up here. We're gonna do type tabs equals. We're gonna do posts. We're gonna do likes. We're gonna do comments. So I guess this part's similar to. I had another thought. What was I thinking of earlier? So I'm looking at someone's page. Twitter has post, replies, highlights, media, likes. Let's see. We'll just do posts for now. Posts and likes for now. That's fine. We'll do posts and friends. Let's go ahead and do that. And friends will be good. That'll make sense with what we got. Okay. So what we're gonna do here is return a view. And we're gonna have two touchable opacities, posts and friends. On tab press, tab is going to be of tabs, and we're going to give it a void value. I'm going to do on press, on posts, press. Const active tab, set active tab. Because we want this tab component to be in charge of like the state, like which tab is active. We just need to pass up the newly selected tab to the parent so that we can change which tab is showing, right? And it might get make a little bit more sense as we go, but yeah, we're close to that point. So what we're gonna do is set active tab to be posts, and then we're going to do on tab press posts. On press, and let me do this. We're going to do on friends press. Styles dot tabs container. Tabs container, tab column. Width is going to be 50%. We are going to justify content center, align items center. We are going to give it a height of 50. Very cool. Right, so just think about the tabs, right? We have two tabs. We want the tabs to share the space, so take up half of the space each, and then center the text in between that. Oh, okay, so this is actually, so we got tab column. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do const on tab press. Let's do nothing at this point. On tabs. So we got user info, which is great. What we want is tabs. And we're going to do on tab press, on tab press. There we go. Go ahead and style this some. So I think we want to border top and bottom. And I'm going to do source screens. I'm going to do a utils folder. Inside of here, I'm going to do a colors.ts, and I'm going to do export const border gray. EEE. All right, EEE is the same thing as EEE. So I guess I'll just keep it consistent. Okay. So border color is going to be equal to border light gray. Sick. Now we have an issue here. And that I don't think we want border top. Maybe we do. That's okay. We have an issue here. So let's say I make this black. Balica. See how it doesn't stretch the entire width of the screen? We definitely want that. So the issue is that the issue is the padding. So we're going to do without the padding, which I think is fine. The user info is a little tight vertically, so I'm just going to come up here and I guess I'll just do nice. You can see we can click on these things. And if I can click into here, we can see that it's a little different. So big, so big though. Like that's 0.5. What's 1? It's like the same thing. I guess 1 is small, but okay. So now we need a selected column. Border bottom width is going to do 1. Border color is black. Sure, fine. We'll do blue. It seems to be our default. And what we'll do here, a little ugly, but that's okay. So if active tab equals posts, then we want to do styles dot selected tab column, or just an empty thing. So if I select on this, there we go. So now if we do the same here, equals friends. there's our tabs. 1 second. Excuse me. Make sure I turn it back on. Excuse me. Very cool. So I'm going to do components. I'm going to do a user folder, and I'm going to move this up in here. It's probably going to break something, but not anymore. Very cool. Inside of here, we're going to do a posts.tsx. I mean, it's really going to be similar to this home, I'm being honest, but minus the SafeAreaView and the header. We will need this too. Okay, so we got post now. This is the user, right? Yeah, let me just close everything else. Do this. Okay. So now what we're going to do is do posts. So now we got posts. We don't want posts to show if friends is selected. So what we're going to do is active is active. Is active. We're going to up here const active tab is posts. Inside of here, we're going to do set active tab to be tab. And then is active is going to be active tab equals posts. What that means is that inside of here, we need type props is active. If is active, we're going to return null. So we got posts, now we got friends. Let's go ahead and do the same for friends. And what I'm going to do is really just copy this whole thing. There we go. Sweet. Okay. So what we need to do here is find the posts for the user. Right, so above here, we're going to access all the posts from Redux. That's not what we want. We don't have a post dump, do we? No, so let's go ahead and do that. Features. Yeah, we don't have a, we're gonna populate Redux here. We're gonna do two things in Redux. We're gonna create the posts.ts, and we're going to create the users.ts. And we are going to introduce the concept of a dump. So let's do posts first. So I'm going to copy just this so I can get the structure down. I'm going to get rid of it. So I'm going to do this. Do this. We're doing posts, right? So this is going to become posts. Current user is going to become posts. Add posts. Action is going to take a payload action. All right, because at this point, the value, that the type of action is any. Action.payload is going to be any. We don't want that. We want to specify a type here. Payload action is going to be a post, a list of posts. What we're going to do here is loop through action.payload, which we know is going to be a list of posts. And we are going to do state.id. Come on. Post.id is that. Okay, so action.payload.map is what we want. Okay, so I jumped the gun a little bit here. So we have a dump that is almost finished. The type of this dump is going to be key string post. What this means is that this dump is just a big object, and the ID of the keys for this dump are going to be the .id properties of a post, right? So when I click on a post, what I'm going to do is go to Redux, go to this dump, using the ID of the post that was clicked. I'm going to grab that document, that piece of information from Redux, and then use it as needed. When it comes time to updating this post in Redux, I'm just going to essentially just replace the existing post object with this one. So yeah, I guess we'll just kind of get into it more as we go through. But that's the concept of these posts, of these dumps, if you will. Okay, what am I missing? Expression expected. Okay, yeah. So we have index. We're going to do the same thing. Posts. As the user comes across posts in the app, they're storing the post dump of state. Okay. And Redux was just updated. Okay, so what do we got to do? We have to populate Redux. When we're here, and this is where it gets a little tricky. Actually, this is where we want to do it. So we do const dispatch, use app dispatch, just like we have elsewhere. Use effect, and we'll do this somewhere else eventually, but for now it's fine. So what we want to do is dispatch. We want to call posts actions.add posts. We want to add all of the posts, and nothing's going to change there. If I reload, nothing's going to change. But if I go to the home page now, we have posts here, right? What we're going to do is do const posts to display. Sorry, before we do that, do const posts equals use app selector state dot posts const. And what we could do is just this, and that's going to give us the same thing, right? Notice that we're not accessing posts anymore. If I console.log posts, oops, Command K is how you clear the terminal. Make that a habit, definitely. We can see that it's just a list. It's just an object with post A, post B, right? These are the IDs. If I do object.keys, we can see that's the ID of the things, of the posts. Damn it. Sweet. Sweet. And that's great. And this definitely not ideal. Definitely not ideal as we scale, especially once the number of posts pick up. We would want to do like filtering and some memo stuff. Like we definitely want to do like posts to show. I'm just thinking here. Maybe we do some searching, and I don't think we do some searching. I think we do search. I think we add a search bar. I think we do a search bar eventually, but yeah. And we can do this. Let's sort by the created date. Post to show, and then this just becomes post to show dot map. And like, what if we do A? Is this going to change? Yeah, you can see that changes some. I don't know if this is like ascending or descending, but yeah. But yeah, that's posts. And then if I click on a post, like I said, you'll see nothing changes, right? You still have the current post that we're working with. That's in here. I go to the individual's page, and then we want to see the posts for that person. So what we're going to do is const current user equals use app selector current user. We're going to do const posts equals use app selector state dot post const posts for user equals use memo. We're going to return object dot values post dot filter post dot user is that, and I guess we can sort there too. Sure, fine. Please don't beat me down about efficiency or blah blah blah. We are not worried about that at this point in time. Neither should you for a while, unless you're working on some production code for a big company with millions of users. You should be just focused on getting it to work and truly understanding what it is you're writing, line by line, piece by piece. Just have, not even like fully understand, just have like a good idea of like what the hell's going on. That's really it. What are the moving pieces? Maybe it works. Like sometimes styling works, and I don't know why it does. Sometimes component hierarchy works in a weird way, and I don't know why it does. And that's okay. As long as it works, as long as you're getting the gist of it, you'll eventually come around. Maybe it works forever. You never have to get back to it. Maybe you don't come around, but that's okay. Okay, so posts for user. There we go. Now, if I go back, like that's that person. Now, if I click on this person, go to Jackie's profile. Now we can see that one, third, fourth post. What was it from Matt? First, second post. Then we have Arnie Pauli. That has the fifth post, right? So now everything is just filtering by itself. That's why I love Redux, is because it just works. It just does the things, and it's consistent. It's consistent, That's what good. Very cool. No, always very happy with the progress we're making. So I'm trying to think of what we should do here. I don't want to get into too much. All right, so let's do linting. I won't make it to 2 hours here, but let's go ahead and try and work on some linting for Expo. But we have, you know, good grasp here. Let's try and figure out that. ESLint is a JavaScript linter that helps you find and fix errors in your code. It's a great tool to help you write better code and catch mistakes before they make it to production. Install ESLint prettier. Okay. Like I think it should catch that. Like it should tell us to go to a new line. ESLint config universe library provides shared ESLint configuration for the things. Create an ESLint config called ESLint RCJS. No, let me go back to that one. I want that one, yeah. All right, let's see if I can remember this. ESLint RC. Damn. Oh, the beauty. The beauty in the struggle. Oh, it's so nice. It's what we want. All right, and then what I'm going to do is up here, do lint. I don't really know what all this is doing, but export default layout. I don't know what that's doing. But yeah, it did all the things. That's so nice. What if I do this? It should, yeah, yes. Let's go. Don't care about that. But we got a basic one set up nice. That was so easy. That was easy. Nice, yeah, we touched everything there. All right, sweet. I think we're gonna stop there. You know, I think my battery's running out for this. But we got some friends going. We didn't quite get to we did not quite get to the friend request. I think I'd like to work on authentication before that, just so that we're not. We're at the edge of my patience, my preference, I guess, with like faking this data. I would much rather just have like 2 simulators up and running, and we just go ahead and create data, add it to Firebase, do the thing. So I think that's going to be next week. I think next week we'll go ahead and add authentication for Firebase, and yeah, work on friend requests, creating posts. So I think we're a little ways from friend requests, but It's good. This is tight. We made a good amount of progress today. I think good amount of stuff. So, yeah, I'm just gonna do the crusty old progress. Yeah, sure, fine, sweet. Let me know if you have any questions. I would love feedback on these videos if they're helpful. I know I'm zooming sometimes, so yeah, just let me know. Adios.